Back to God's Country is a Canadian film that was released in 1919. This is based off of a short story that was released by James Oliver Curwood called Whoppy the Walrus. Um, and James Oliver Curwood actually produced this movie, so he was a part of it. I have to be honest, this actually confused me because it starts off where this gentleman walks into a tavern with his dog and a bar fight happens and the guy is killed. And then it like fast forwards to like 40 years later and it talks about like the descendants of the dog. And so you're introduced to this dog and then all of a sudden you're introduced to to another family entirely. And that's where the story goes. It's like to this botanist and then his daughter Dolores, who is an absolute lover of nature and animals. It's like, what? And so it did confuse me. Now it does circle around and it does connect with the dog. So, but it did confuse me on that. I'm like, what was the dog thing? What? Okay. So, yes, you meet this family. They live in nature. They have this house. I actually love their house. It's like this. It's not a log cabin. It's like it, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just um connected with nature. Let's just say that. And and so this gentleman and his daughter Dolores meet Peter. And of course, Dolores and Peter become infatuated and everything. Well, of course, as you would expect, something happens. And this rogue Mountie, that's what I was understanding, was that he was a rogue Mountie and he he comes into the picture and he just causes problems for the family and he wants Dolores and he I mean it's just problems all over the place. So and as yeah, because I don't want to give away anything. Um it's an exciting film. I mean, aside from the whole thing, the confusing part with the dog and everything, there's the final scene with the sled dogs was exciting. Uh, that was extremely exciting. I enjoyed that. Now, when I was reading up on this, um, Nell Shipman, who plays Dolores, she produced this with her husband. Now, we've seen Nell Shipman before. She was in the movie Something New, and which I was not a fan of at the time. I'll probably have to go and watch it again. This, and that was actually released the next year, so in 1920. And the premise is along the same lines, but I like this one better. And so, but the other thing is that there is a nude scene. Yes, there is, but it's mild, so don't get too excited. One thing I was reading was that they say that it was she was one of the first women to do a nude scene on screen. Other places were saying that she was the first one to do a nude scene in Canada, and I would agree with that one because in 1916, Annette Kellerman was the first woman to do a nude scene. And yeah, I don't remember what movie that was because a lot of her movies are lost. I believe it was Daughter of the Gods. It could be Queen of the Sea, though. But anyway, this particular movie, Back to God's Country, it it just it has a lot in it. I wasn't bored with it, and yeah, that last sled dog scene at the very end was really enjoyable. And I do have to say, before closing up and everything, is that the bad guy, he was really good as a bad guy. Rydal, the actor, Wellington Playter, he really nailed it as a bad guy because I really didn't like him. I was getting really upset. There was also another bad guy, Blake, and I don't know. I sympathized with him a little bit because he kind of went back and forth from being good and bad. So I don't know. But anyway, this is Back to God's Country. It's a Canadian film. It was released in 1919.